I think it's very smart from Virgin Voyages because the sort of millennial social media generation is who they're catering to. So to allow the crew to do that. It is Sunday, May 22nd, 2022. And on this week's edition of Sunday Sofatime, I'm going to tell you about who I think will not hate Virgin Voyages. Wait a second, this is not even here. There we go. Hello everybody, you know what this video is about. It's about Virgin Voyages. Recently I posted a video called Who I Think Will Hate Virgin Voyages. This is the answer to that video where I want to tell you about who I think that this is specifically right for. And there are two groups of people that I just think there's never been a more right cruise line for this group of people, so make sure you watch to the end for those. If you don't know who I am, I'm Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. I travel all around the world to popular and not so popular tourist destinations to give you a very honest, unofficial look at what it was like to be there. I also wrote a book filled with stories about travel adventures, good things and bad things, called Getting Stitches on a Cruise Ship. It's available on Amazon now. And I've spent quite a lot of time on cruise ships, reviewing cruise ships, vacationing on cruise ships, making videos about cruise ships, and I never thought that I would be cruising with Virgin Voyages because the whole marketing scheme just didn't appeal to me in the beginning, but I'm so glad I did it now, and I would do it again. Just like in the last video, some of these are gonna be obvious and some are gonna be like, oh yeah, I never thought about that. And we're gonna start with the whole dining concept. If you love to go to a restaurant and sit down and order from a menu, have somebody bring the food to you, have a server that you can discuss items on the menu with, maybe ask for a recommendation, if that's the kind of dining experience that you prefer on a ship, then you are not gonna hate Virgin Voyages because that's literally all they have. First of all, this is important to know, there are no upcharge restaurants. All the restaurants on board, all 20 plus dining locations are included in the price of your cruise. The buffet on Virgin Voyages is called the Galley, but at the moment, as far as I know, that is also order at the table and have the food brought to you. And the other restaurants on board, they are all sit-down restaurants where you get a menu, order from the menu, and it's brought to your table. So if you are a fan of the main dining room experience, basically, I guess is the best way to look at it, or if you really love going to the specialty restaurants to have a different sort of cuisine every night, then you are not gonna hate Virgin Voyages. The next one is a little bit hard to give a specific name to, but it has to do with the daily structure. I know that there are people out there who get annoyed by having to plan their entire vacation, knowing what's gonna happen every morning, every afternoon, and every evening, having to plan that all out in advance. Hashtag what it's like to go to Disney nowadays. And if you are one of those people, you are not gonna hate Virgin Voyages because the structure of the day, of the daily activities is at times very random. Also, there are surprise things that pop up that are not listed on any schedule. So if one thing that you look forward to about cruising, about being on vacation, is having no schedule and just being surprised by what happens then that day, then you are not gonna hate Virgin Voyages because that's really how they do it on board. I'm not saying there aren't things listed on a schedule, but many more things happen and they're not all listed on a schedule, and if they are listed on the schedule, sometimes it's not really clear what it is and you don't really know until you get there. Another thing we're talking about is the dress code. There are cruise lines like Cunard, for example, Queen Mary 2, where you are basically required to wear an evening gown or a suit or a tuxedo at night, and if you don't, I think they appreciate it if you don't leave your cabin. I might understand that wrong. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong, but especially if you want to go to the main dining areas, they are strict about the dress code of tuxedo, suit, or evening gown, and it ain't like that on Virgin. Now that doesn't mean that some people don't like to dress up. Some people really liked to dress up, but there really is no dress code in the sense that you're expected to wear this or this or this and won't be allowed in if you don't. It was very relaxed, and some nights we did get a little bit dressed up, and some nights we just wore jeans and a nice t-shirt, and we felt comfortable everywhere. Another thing you're not gonna hate, and this is something that's actually really, really important to know about Virgin Voyages, is people who enjoy adult humor. Virgin Voyages is one of just a few cruise lines that is adults only. Kids are not allowed. That has, of course, advantages and disadvantages. One of the big advantages is that there is a lot of adult humor. On our cruise, there was even a show called NSA, which stood for Never Sleep Alone, and it was about sex. It was about having sex, what to do during sex, who likes what during sex. People were brought on stage and had to talk about sex. It was kind of embarrassing. It was out of my comfort zone for sure, and my comfort zone
is pretty big.
I'm gonna be making another separate video just about the show concept on board, but when you go to any activity, any show, anytime somebody's speaking or whatever, there are going to be swear words, there are going to be adult situations, adult comedy, and if that floats your boat, then you are gonna love being on Virgin Voyages because that's how they do it. I said this in the flip side of this video last week, that if you are in any way conservative, you absolutely should not cruise with Virgin Voyages because you're gonna be uncomfortable or upset all the time. All right, I got 5 more things on this list and I'm gonna get to them right after this commercial break. Did you get one? What was it about? Write it in the comments below. There is a huge group of people that are not gonna hate Virgin Voyages, and that is people who cruise solo. So much about the way the day plays out on a Virgin Voyages cruise has to do with getting people to come together. So if you want to go on a cruise and you can't find somebody to go with you and you're worried that you're going to be totally bored just walking around and doing everything on your own, you are not going to hate Virgin Voyages because that's not going to happen. There are so many activities about meeting other people. Dodgeball, air hockey tournaments, like Hungry Hungry Hippo contests. So if you are a solo cruiser who likes to be social and meet people, then Virgin Voyages is not gonna be something you're gonna hate. Speaking of meeting people and being social, what about the nightclub? Whenever I sit down and try to remember how many cruises I've been on, the number always gets mixed up in my head. I think it's 25 now. I know there are many people who've been on many more cruises than I have. There are people who have been on less cruises than I have, but on my 25 cruises, I have never experienced such high quality, crazy, fun nightclub atmosphere as I did on our Virgin Voyages cruise on the Valiant Lady. The setup of the club, the technical things in there, the lights, the flashes, the stage that moved, and the events that they had in there with go-go dancers and choreographies and drag queens and things like that. I've never had that much fun and been that like blown away by just the whole package as I have on Virgin Voyages. So if you love going to the club, if you love dancing all night long, if you love dressing up or dressing down, then you are not gonna hate Virgin Voyages because it was the best that I've ever seen. Another thing to talk about kind of fits into something that I said earlier, and that is about like surprises and mystery. you're a person who loves, let's say, escape rooms or pop-up theater experiences, being surprised and not knowing what's gonna happen, then you are not gonna hate Virgin Voyages, because there are, like I said, all kinds of surprises and mysterious things that happen, sometimes unannounced, and sometimes you even get an invitation to something that nobody else knows about. My advice to you is make sure you're friendly with as many crew members as possible, and they will find ways to brighten your day, to spruce up your daily activities with surprises. Not gonna say much more about that, but it's worth it. So if you're one of those people who get bored really quickly by just knowing exactly what's gonna happen at every minute of the day, you're not gonna hate Virgin Voyages, and the more active you are with the crew members and the other sailors on board, the more surprises are going to come your way. The following two groups are the final two groups I'm gonna talk about, and the ones that I think are just so right for a Virgin Voyages cruise. And the first one has to do with social media. Are you active on social media? Do you have Instagram? Do you have TikTok? Do you have a YouTube channel? If you do, you are not gonna hate going on a Virgin Voyages cruise, because almost everybody who works on those ships also has Instagram, TikTok, or a YouTube channel, and the moment you start interacting with the crew and having fun with them on board, you're going to gain followers. After the dodgeball tournament, I swear I had like 25 new followers within the first few minutes. The crew is also actively updating and liking and adding people as the cruise is going on. I think it's very smart from Virgin Voyages, because the sort of millennial social media generation is who they're catering to. So to allow the crew to do that, I don't want to say while they're working, it's like part of their work to put that as part of their duties, to be active on social media with the other sailors. I think that's a great strategy, because as we know, it's free marketing and it works. So if you love making new friends on social media, if you love seeing cruise-related content from your new friends, and if you love sharing your cruise-related content with those people, then you are not gonna hate Virgin Voyages. It's a part of the culture on board. I'm getting to the final group of people here who, like I said, I think there is no other cruise line that is better for these people, and that is members of the LGBTQ plus community.
You got me shaking, yeah, I feel the fever coming on. Boy, you know
I've gotten quite a few comments or DMs over the years of people asking me, what do I think is the best cruise line for gay people? And I never really, I always thought, okay, well, they're kind of all the same. I don't know that there's one that's maybe better or worse. However, now that I've cruised with Virgin Voyages, without a doubt in my mind, the best cruise line for all of those people under the rainbow is definitely Virgin Voyages. The crew and the other sailors that we encountered on our 5-day cruise from Amsterdam to Portsmouth were the most open, the most accepting, the most progressive and well-trained crew that I've ever experienced anywhere. And there were plenty of other gay sailors, there were trans sailors, there were drag queens on board, there are drag queens on the crew, there are trans people on the crew, there are gay people on the crew. I have never felt more welcome or accepted or just like free to be me as I have on the Virgin Valiant Lady. So if you fit into that group of people, if you like to hang out with that group of people, if you have a drag persona who likes to come out every now and then, if you are maybe transitioning, if this is gonna be your first cruise after transitioning, a Virgin Voyages, you are not gonna hate it. You're not gonna wanna leave. As always, let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. If you think there's anything that I missed, any important category of a thing or activity or whatever that that people will either love or hate, let me know. But until then, now will come the time on Sunday Sofa Time where I comment on your comments live on air. In last week's Sunday Sofa Time, I talked about things that you will hate on Virgin Voyages. The reason that I'm phrasing these videos this way is because negative words like that in the title get a lot of clicks. Sorry, I'm just being honest with you. But so basically it was, if you like this, then you're not gonna like Virgin Voyages. Just the exact opposite of what this video was today. And the first comment from that video is from Christian Gonzalez. Christian writes, I had my doubts about going, but I'm glad you did this video. It certainly helped me decide not to go with Virgin. Although no kids sounds good for me, I do like my Broadway style shows and the good variety the classic buffet offers. So that's exactly why I make these videos. That's why I made that video. That's why I made this video. I like to give you the information I feel like you need to be prepared, to go wherever you're going, to be prepared to make the right decision to either go or not go. So thank you for that feedback, Christian. Yeah, and if you like Broadway style shows with people on stage singing and dancing and telling a story and a buffet that changes every night, you're gonna hate Virgin Voyages because they don't do that. Next comment is from Stacy Brooks. Sounds great. We're signed up for November on the Resilient Lady. Love that there are no specialty dining charges, that Wi-Fi and tips are included, and that everyone in the cabin doesn't have to buy a drink package. I've seen too many production shows and I love adult humor. Thanks for another great informative post. Yeah, if you're not into those production shows like Christian Gonzalez is, and if you love adult humor, like best comparison I can give you is if you like to watch RuPaul's Drag Race, if you like to watch Drag Race, or if you like Trixie and Katya, that kind of humor, the Chappelle Show, Dave Chappelle, your day is going to be filled with that kind of stuff on a Virgin Voyage. Final comment is from Candace Little. Candace writes, I would like no kids. That's a really popular one, by the way. So many people wrote, no kids, sign me up. I would like no kids. That alone sounds nice to me. I love this cruise, but not with my hubby. He's a bit stiff. We'll have to plan a girls' trip. And Candace, a girls' trip on a Virgin Voyages cruise is a fantastic idea. I think a bachelorette party on a Virgin Voyages is probably the most fun you'll ever have in your life. So get your girlfriends together, even if it's not a bachelorette party, and do a Virgin cruise. I think you will really like it. And Candace, if you're watching this now, let me know if after seeing all the stuff that I just said, if you are now more or less likely to book a Virgin Voyage. And everybody else, please do the same for me too. I'm Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. I'll be back here next week with another fun travel related video in front of the red sofa. Bye-bye.